Good morning, students. In this video class, I will cover the topic related to files, that is in Unit 2. So, Unit 2 is for files. We go for the content of the file. Unit 2, Introduction to files, defining and opening a file, closing a file, input operations, output operations on files, error handling during input output operations, random access to files, and last one is command line arguments. These topics are very easiest one. Anybody can learn by self studying these video tips. All of you already know about the file. We have created many type of files in the computer experiments. For example, simple text file using Notepad, Word document file using MS Word, images using Paintbrush, Photoshop, animation files using Flash, etc. So every file has its own internal format to store the information, but at the computer side view, it is just set of zeros and ones in terms of bytes, and it is stored on computer storage. Either it may be in CD, hard disk, floppy disk, DVD, or nowadays we are using flash storage device, that is pen drives. So basically we can say a file is a place on computer storage where a group of related data is stored. Related data ಆದರೆ ಅದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಸಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಈ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿ ಡೇಟಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇಟಾ. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಪೇಂಟ್ ಬ್ರಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇಮೇಜ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೈನರಿ ಫೈಲ್ ಅಂತ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದೋಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಮ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ the mentioned portion in your syllabus. Whatever may be the type of the file, whatever may be the content within the file, there are some basic operations. Basic operations here is creating and naming a file. We will use some utilities to create files, and also we will open it either directly or by using another software. For example, to open a image file, we need a image supporting software. If you took a snap of your functions using your phone or digital camera, then you need a application to open it in the computer. For example, Paintbrush or Photoshop, etc. Reading data from file. So the file contains some information. For example, video file, audio files, they will store those information in a specific format, and to read that we need a specific software. ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರಹದಂಥ ಆಸ್ಕಿ ಎಡಿಟರ್ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್, ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಲೈ ಆನ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಫೋಟೋ ಎಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಂತಂದರೆ ಫೋಟೋಶಾಪ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅದೇ ತರಹದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸಬೇಕು. ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಟು ಫೈಲ್. ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೋಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಫೈಲ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಬಂದಿರ್ಬೋದು. ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಎಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಫೈಲ್ ಇನ್ MS Word or any other software, if for any reason a computer goes off suddenly, then the files will be corrupted. ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಫೈಲ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇವೋ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಆಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, there are two ways to perform file operation. One is low level IO operations, which includes operating system calls, OS system calls ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. It is a very highly advanced part. ಸೊ ಆ ಪೋರ್ಷನ್, ಆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಿಲೆಬಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಲೆಂಗ್ದಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ವಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಯರ್ ಸಾಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಡೀಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇದು. Then high level IO operations, that is what we are going to cover in this syllabus by using C language na standard IO library na use ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. So this is for some topic related to files. I will go for how to declare and open a file. If file is not already there, then we have to create it. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಫ್ ಓಪನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಲೈಬ್ರರಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವೈಲಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿ ಕಂಪೈಲರ್ಸ್. ಎಫ್ ಓಪನ್ is a function which opens a file in a particular mode and returns a pointer of the type file. Observe is FILE is typed in capital letters. It is the default convention. So here is asterisk SP is a pointer of the type file. Really, file is actually a macro definition in C language which specifies all the descriptors, headers and other system level resources related to file handler in C language. So ಇದು C language ಒಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸಾಧಾರಣವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ರೋ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. And here is f open, name of the file, provided we can give path also. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾತ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಮೋಡ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಓಪನಿಂಗ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಆಪರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಫೈಲ್. And after successfully opening a file, then f open returns a pointer that is assigned to fp. Here fp is a pointer, so that is mentioned in the previous line. So here is fp is a pointer, file name with a path according valid for a particular operating system. Mode, there are three possible basic modes are there. One is R, that is for reading only. Andರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಓದಬಹುದು, ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. If I open it for a writing, then I can modify it. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಅದು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಪುಟ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫೈಲ್. ದೆನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್ appending mode, that means existing characters ಗಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. that means adding additional data to the file, appending. So RWA, not only these three, along with this some more are there. Still go for now example. Observe here is there are two pointers fp1 fp2, ಇಲ್ಲಿ asterisk mark ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, and I will open data.txt file in read mode, and whatever the pointer returned by this function is assigned to fp1. Likewise, second statement opens results.txt in write mode and returns a pointer that is assigned to the file pointer fp2. So fp1 and fp2 are two different file pointers where fp1 points to a file data.txt in read mode. ಅಂದ್ರೆ fp1 ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು data.txt ಫೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾನು ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Whereas by using ft2 pointer I can insert characters to the result.txt because it is in write mode. Additional mode of operations, R plus used for both reading and writing. W plus here is, that is same as except both for reading and writing. A plus again both for reading and writing. Difference ಅಂತರಲ್ಲಿ R plus ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, we can write also. Same W plus also, but difference in A plus is that it adds the additional information at the end. So this is the additional information, and these are used in very rare cases. ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಇದನ್ನ. Only in some highly specific complicated problem solving these modes are used. And now let's go for what will happen if the specified mode are mentioned and the file are not exist. Let's go for now. If the mode is writing, then for writing there should be a file. If the file does not exist, then a file with the specified name is created. It is, if file does not exist, file with the name it does not exist. File illadare ಒಂದು blank file create ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If file already exists, then all the contents are deleted. ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ it will be overwritten. If there is no file, new file is created with empty content. If file already exists with some data, and they will be deleted. And in the appending mode, file if already exists, then the file is opened, file pointer is shifted to end of the file, and the current contents are safe here. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು delete ಆಗಲ್ಲ. If the file does not exist, then new file is created with the specified name. And in for reading, if it exists, then file is opened with the current content safe. Otherwise, it gives an error message. So reading ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗಲ್ಲಿ file exist ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. This is one of the important point keep in your mind while writing the programs. Now closing the file. All the files opened in a program execution must be closed explicitly. So ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆಯುವಂಥ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಳು ತೀರಾ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದ್ದು ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ಗಳನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಹ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ, ಸೊ ಫೈಲ್ fclose ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ನಾವು ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡದಿದ್ರೂ ಸಹಿತ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ our C program, all the files will be closed by the operating system. ಆದರೆ if the file is not closed properly and if you are reopening it during the execution of the same program, then some problem may appear or the content of the file get corrupted. So it is the programmer's responsibility to close the files before opening a file in a different mode or before terminating the programs. So mode of the file may be anything. The file will be associated with a particular file pointer that is associated with a file will be closed. So there will be one argument. So fclose fp, where fp for a file pointer, ಯಾವ ಫೈಲ್ ಇದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Example here is fp1, fp2 are two file pointers. fp1 is opens linked with a file that is associated with the file data.txt and the mode is here is read. fp2 is a file pointer associated with the file results.txt and opens the file write. And here are some additional statements. After the all the file operations, you have to close it. Observe here is fclose takes only one file pointer. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 10 ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿದ್ದರೆ ನೀವು 10 ಫೈಲ್ಗಳು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Now I'll go for one simple functions that performs input and output operations on the files. Actually there are large collection of files or functions are there which are used and helps in IO operations of file. Here we'll go very simple set. One here is get C function. Get C function is used to read a character from a file that has been opened in a read mode. And get C ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫೈಲ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ರೈಟ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ರೀಡ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. And this function returns a character read from the file. So general form here is char keyword get c and file pointer. That means the return type of the get c is a character type, and we have to use a particular pre-declared character variable to store it. So for example, here is c equals get c within bracket fp2. So this reads a character from the current position. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ internal pointer ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಇಂದ ಏನನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ that value is returned by the function and assigned to the variable c, provided c is declared as a character variable. Here fp2 is the file pointer associated with a particular file in the disk storage. Where file pointer used to read or write a character in the file, it always moves by one character position. ನೀವು ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಮ್ಮೆ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಗೆಟ್ ಸಿ ಇಂದ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮತ್ತೊಂದಿದೆ ಪುಟ್ ಸಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. When the get c reaches the end of the file, then it returns a character, specific character, that is EOF, that is end of file character, that ends the file reading. Put c character function, put c. This function is used to write a character to file that has been opened in write mode. Write mode ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ put character to the file pointer. Here is the general format, put c. I will pass a character input and this is inserted in a file that is being pointed by a file pointer fp. Int is the return type which specifies number of bytes returned in the file. Usually it is 1. Now most of the cases returning value of put c is not stored or not stored in any other variable, most of the cases. But there are some cases how many bytes are returned by the put c function ಅದನ್ನ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅದರಿಂದ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂವನ್ನು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಬಟ್ ದಟ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ put c. I am sending a character which is stored in the variable ch that is inserted at the current position in the file pointer associated with a file in read mode. So fp2 on the place ಆಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. So that is writing a character. So read character, get c, read character, get c, and write a character to a file is put c. Simple example. Observe here, I am creating a new file. And for that file, I will insert some character series, and the same file is opened and displayed on the monitor. That is standard output device. F1 is the file pointer, C is a character variable, and I am entering a content. Enter content. So that is this out. And infile.txt is the name of the file that I am going to create. Infile.txt. And it is opened in write mode. After opening the file, the fopen returns pointer that is stored in the variable pointer variable f1. Now getChar function is used to get a character to read a character from keyboard which is stored in C until end of character is reached. That insert read character from the keyboard is inserted into F1. So ಇದನ್ನ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. getChar function is used to read a character from standard input device that is keyboard. That C file is compared with EOF file. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ವಾಸ್ ಆಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಶೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. If you are running this program in Windows, then you have to press Control Z. Andರಲ್ಲಿ type some characters and type Control Z to end the line input. If you are entering the running the program in Linux operating system, then you have to press Control D. ABCD Control D to end the character input and to send EOF character to the running program. So our program will execute until we press Control D in Linux or Control Z in Control D in Linux and Control Z in Windows. So this is character input. After that I will close the file. Then content of the file is here. So these are the input for this while loop. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ while loop ರನ್ ಆಗ್ರೆ ನಾನು 3 ಲೈನ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೇನೆ. After that I will press Control D here. Control D. So after this line, now I will open the same file but this time in read mode. ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ರೈಟ್ ಮೋಡ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಸೇಮ್ ಫೈಲ್ after closing it I will open it in read mode. Then run function get C. So the function again from F1. So C is compared here is with EOF until end of file. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ while read character from F1 that is C is not equal to EOF, print C. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅನ್ನ C ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. So that is here C, here is %C format character is used. This is run until end of file is reached. Then file is closed and end of the program. Observe that this is one sample output. Content. So this is a printf output and this content of the file from this printf statement and this is the content of the file. Main node open ಮಾಡಿ ಸಹಿತ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. Whatever character is in the monitor, the same is stored in the file also. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫೈಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಆ ಫೈಲಿಗೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಇನ್ಪುಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ರೀಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾನಿಟರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Okay, here it ends first class on files. Rest of the topics will be covered in the next video class. Thank you.